So I'm driving home from Home Depot yesterday and I see yard sale sign. And yard sale signs are like to me like a moth sees a flame. You know, I gotta stop and see what kind of stuff they have. And this particular sign was a lime green one, and that's a sign that Sheila puts out. Sheila runs a bunch of estate sales here in Montrose, and so anything that Sheila does, it really has a lot of different variety to it. So I stopped in, and sure enough, Sheila was there. I looked around in the garage. There's just a bunch of junk. I wasn't going to buy anything. Then I found a box of albums under one of the tables. And I started looking through it, and the first one at the very front was a Barbra Streisand. That was followed by Conway Twitty. That's never really a good sign that those are the albums in the front, because it's not the genre that I'm actually interested in picking up. But I kept looking, so I ran across this album. This is Carole King's Tapestry album. This is her most popular album that everyone had in the 70s. This is in an excellent condition. And so there was hope. I kept looking through, and then I saw this one. And then I was like, really, my eyes lit up. This is the Moody Blues in Search of the Lost Chord. This one's in excellent condition, and I thought, okay, well, I got to look through the rest of these albums to find out what else this guy has. And then I ran across this baby. This is Deep Purple Machine Head. Now, this is the album that I talked about a couple of weeks ago when I was renovating that 8-track player. And I played Lazy on that one. But this is the album. Now, this is in excellent condition. Well, the cover is in excellent condition. I guarantee you the grooves are worn off of this album. But inside of here, you get to see pictures of the band and all the other people that were involved in the production of Machine Head. You get to see all the long hair from the early 70s. And then I ran across the last one, which is the reason why I'm recording this today. I found Paul Simon's Graceland album. This came out in 1986. Remember, this is the album that had Ladysmith Black Mambazo on it, so there's a lot of African influences to this album. Well, let me see if I can cue this up here. To the title track, which is Graceland. Let's see if this is going to work here. There we go. So when I think of this album, my favorite song off of this is Diamonds. What is it called? Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. But I'd forgotten really about Graceland, the title track. This is it playing here. So what actually happened was when I got this album, this song came on, and the lyrics kind of stuck in my head for a really long time about going to Graceland. This was in 1986, and ever since this song came out, I realized I need to go to Graceland. And so I took... in 1998, I asked the Spuds if they wanted to go on a road trip to Graceland. And so Scott, Brian, Brad, who else was there? Alfred? Oh, Jim Olwine. There's 6 of us. And we all got in a van. And we drove from Atlanta over to Tupelo. And then from there, we drove up to Graceland, and it was one of the best road trips that I think any of us had. A lot of laughter and a lot of fun, and so it was great to find this album. This is going to be one of the welcome additions to here, the music room, and. So I'm standing there in a garage in a yard sale, and I'm thinking about all the fun that I had on that trip, and how it really means a lot to me that the guys kind of dropped everything and they flew down to Atlanta to go on this crazy excursion to Graceland. So I looked through the rest of the albums, and I ended up looking up, and there were some 8-tracks there, and wouldn't you know it, Elvis, Volume 1 on 8-track. with That's Alright Mama as the very first song on here. That's the song that Elvis recorded in Sun Studios in like 1954. That's the first song, and that was the birth of rock and roll. And I got to see it and have I had a lot of really good memories yesterday when I picked up Graceland for Paul Simon and Elvis's Volume 1.